And we are back for Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday, a Golf Wednesday on C2C. Of course, every week we get you ready for this week's PGA Tour event, which is the Scottish Open. We head across the pond for a couple of weeks with myself and the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart. Of course, you see him at night with Gabe on Sports Rage Late Night. Cam, great to see you as always. I got to tell you, we have a lot to cover and not a lot of time to cover it. We got a lot to do, but I'll say this. It's nice staying hot with Davis Thompson on over the weekend there at the Tractor Tournament. We've had ourselves some really big weeks here. We're finishing this PGA season really strong. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully we can get across the line here with a couple more before the season ends here in about a month and a half.
Carver, I love you like a brother, and not only are you hot, I looked at your picks. I save your picks in my phone. Do you know every pick that you had was like inside like the top 15, not just the winner? If you played DFS, like you had first, third, fourth, whatever, like you'd have like $2 million. But I don't want to scare you because I know the kids are at camp. You want to send them you could have gotten a Great Wolf Lodge camp, I guess, forever if you played those picks. But anyway, Carver, great picks. And I tell you, I've done golf for a long time. Guys, listen to Mike Carver. This guy literally had the best picks. And I've done this stuff for like 20, 30 years. That I've ever seen. I think 5 out of 6 picks were in the top 10 outright. And I'm not talking just chalk either, Carver. Great picks.
Yeah, last week was good. I was covered on a couple of angles, Cam, going into Sunday with that Tractor Tournament. So I had no problem with Davis Thompson finishing things off. Let's get to the Scottish because we got 2 tournaments this week. We've got, I guess they don't call it the Barbasol anymore, the Isco over there in Keene,
I like
Kentucky.
Barbasol better. Like, at least I know that shaving cream. What's Isco? Like, what is that? Like, what the hell?
Here's the outrights for the Scottish. Of course, this is the tune-up next week, the Open Championship, Royal Troon, our final major of the season. Rory is back, first time since the U.S. Open, missing those couple of putts. Xander Schauffele's here. Of course, we're missing Scotty Scheffler. Thank God. It gives us a chance to actually go after the rest of this board a little bit. I'm going to get right into it, Cam. Let's do it. Here's where I'm going this week. I have been chasing this guy down. He has been very good for the last couple of months. He's been on the cusp of winning one of these big tournaments, and that is Collin Morikawa. I'm going to start with him at 16-1 this week. I just feel like, Cam, it's eventually going to happen for Collin. Tommy Fleetwood has not won on the PGA Tour, but what does he do well, Cam? He plays great in Scotland. He's got a bunch of top 10s the last few years, top 5s, in fact, even. 22-1 for Tommy Fleetwood. Tom Kim has a couple of top 10s at this place the last couple years, and he's been knocking on the door after losing the playoff to Scheffler at the Travelers a few weeks ago. 28-1 for Tom Kim. Bobby Mack lost on the 72nd hole to Rory last year here at this tournament. He's now got that winning feeling this year on tour. 55-1 for him. And how about Matthew Pavon, Cam?
Good
who
pick.
Also is a winner this year on the tour, has played this place a ton. He was on the DP World Tour forever. 100-1 for a guy who has hung around a lot of leaderboards this year. I'll take a shot.
I got to tell you, Carver, we won with Fox when you were in church. I texted you, but Rory hit like a bomb to beat McIntyre. I would have given you two picks in church. We could have just ticked the communion tray and ran out the door. Let's go! Frank Font, Ludwig Aberg, 17-1. But you know what? I think this guy, he can play well anywhere. Yeah, he's Swedish. He gets it. Tom Kim, we talked about him, 30-1. Min Woo Lee. This is the type of course in Scotland. He will absolutely be there. Robert McIntyre should have beat Rory that time. Carver and I were both on him, but Rory sank putts, which never happens. Brian Harman, he won the Open Championship before. And know what, Carver? I don't do this very often, but Ewan Ferguson, oh, yeah, I'll tell you something, groundskeeper Willie. He won last week in Scotland, and he'll do it again at 125. Going back to back. You know what? I tell you, man, Ewan Ferguson is a good player that gets no respect.
That's an add-on for
125.
Me. Cam, I'll add Ewan Ferguson. I'm in with you, baby. You got me interested at $125. I have a lot of your guys on my placements this week. There's a bear. Top 5 for me at plus 350. Minwoo Lee, top 10 at plus 270. I think the Poseidon Adventure, Christian Bezuidenhout, 5-1 for a top 10. Aaron Rise played some great golf. He's not finishing, but he's playing great golf. Top 20 for him at plus 160. Ryan Crazy Like a Fox, there he is. He's always involved over here in Scotland. Top 20 for him at plus 280. And Matt Wallace, Cam, I'm going into your playbook here for Wallace, a top 20 at plus 360. I think he's going to be involved in the weekend.
My Nate Lashley is your Matt Wallace. Let's do this. And Carver, honestly, I love your picks. Like, you are so good at golf. Xander Schauffele, he'll play anywhere. Top 10 plus 125. Tommy Fleetwood, Carver likes him outright. I'll take a plus 120 for a top 20 and a top 10. I will do that as well. Ryan Ginger, you let me down a little bit on Sunday, but top 20 plus 210. Thomas Dietrich, very underrated, top 30 plus 145. The Bazoutenhout adventure, we talked about him, plus 30 plus 150. And I like my burger burnt. The 4th of July special, plus 230, Burnt Wiesberger. Let's go, Carver. We got more.
I like Dietrich too, Cam. I'm going to put him on the card as well. First round leaders, let's go. Rybread, 55-1. Dietrich, there he is for me, 55-1. Nikolai Højgaard at 70-1. Kurt Kitayama's played well here, 80-1 first round. Victor Perez, 80-1. There he is, Wiesberger at 110. And Matthew Southgate, the big bomb, at 120-1, Cam.
I got first round leaders too, Carver. Wasn't Southgate sponsored by Harvey's? Oh, no, sorry. Harvey's? No, that was the other guy. That was Matt Johnson. He's huge. Ludwig Aberg, this guy comes out of the gate hot like a horse, 30-1. Tom Kim, early starter, if they can go wire to wire, 40-1. EBR, Eric Von Ruin, 80-1. Ewan Ferguson, straight from the streets of Aberdeen at 100-1. The Coleman, you let me down again, but I'm loyal. Hey, screw you, 110-1. And Valimaki, the Finnish dog. I love him. Killer.
All right, Cam, let's do it fast. We've got 30 seconds, Cam. We've got the Jabroni tournament in Kentucky, the secondary tournament. I'm on Thor at 12-1, JJ Spuds at 35-1, Joel Damon at 50, Neil Shipley at 60, and David Skins at 65-1.
What do you got for me, Fonts? I'll tell you something. I got the Shipman, 55-1. I got the Cooties with Pearson, not his brother Parker, and Carl Yuan, 100-1. Let's do it, Carver. We got so many golf picks, I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm exhausted.
Let's stay hot, baby. The Scottish Open this week. What major next week at the British? Let's go, baby. Coast to coast golf Wednesday. We're back after this.